What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday all over the world. Today is November 19th, and some of you I told I was going live. I don't think I made a huge announcement about it, but I am live. My name is Quincy, and I'm the host of Studio Q's host and founder of Studio Q. And the reason I'm going live today is to celebrate the 25th anniversary of my interview with Whitney Houston on MTV. 25 years ago, you guys. 25 years ago, I got the privilege and the honor to interview the voice, Whitney Houston. And I just wanted to come on here for not too long, but just to reminisce on that moment, because it was such a huge impactful thing on my life. It was a dream come true. It was proof of manifestation and prayers being answered. And Whitney was so wonderful to me. You know what I mean? So even though it's been 25 years, I still can't believe it. Every time I say 25 years, 25, 25, I just can't believe it, because if I literally can remember it just like yesterday. And I'm so happy that a videotape exists, because I can watch it anytime I want and take myself right back to the moment in time where I got to sit with my favorite singer of all time. She's also my favorite celebrity. She hits all the boxes. So I just wanted to come on and reminisce about that moment and allow you to ask me anything about that experience, just for a little bit. I'm going to go live on Instagram and TikTok a little later, just to connect with you guys, but mostly just to celebrate this one moment in time for me, because it's super special. And for years and years and years and years and years, I don't think I ever celebrated it. Just like November came and went, but I don't think I ever took the time to say, wow, it's been 10 years since that happened. It's been, 15 years since that happened. But I've been going live for a couple of years now, since the pandemic, really. And so I think it's important to commemorate things that meant the world to you. And meeting Whitney on November 19th, 1998 meant the world to me. I'm still so very, very grateful. What's up, Miranda from Philly? I'm doing good. How are you on this Sunday evening? What's going on, Ashley? How are you? So yeah, guys, I just wanted to come on here and say what's up, and talk about my moment in time with Whitney Houston. Yes, just talk a little bit about that experience. Um, when I saw the advertisement about the MTV show Fanatic. Um, what's up, Lance? When I saw the advertisement on MTV about it, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the perfect vehicle to have my dream come true moment with Whitney Houston. And what I wanted from Whitney was just her time, just the opportunity to have enough time to convey to her how impactful she was to me. I also wanted to make her laugh. These are all things that I told God, because what many of you may not know is that I met Whitney Houston before Fanatic. I really did. I met her in Atlanta. I snuck backstage with a few friends, and I met Whitney then, but it went so fast. It was like gone in 3 seconds. And I literally didn't have anything to say. Like I was speechless. I just watched a video with Kelly Rowland, and she was reminiscing about the first time she met Whitney and how she just didn't even have words. She was speechless. And that was me. Like Whitney was like, "Hey baby, how you doing?" And that was it. Like I ain't say nothing. Okay. My mouth was just a gape. So I used that as an opportunity to tell God what I really wanted. I thought that I just wanted to meet her, but nah, I wanted to be able to have the time where she could listen to me, and I could actually express to her uh, what an amazing impact she's had on my life, not just with her music, but who she was as a person. What's going on, Sherry in the building, the dreamer? Happy Sunday to you. So, when I saw Fanatic, when I saw the advertisement on MTV, I was much older than the teenagers that they were showing in that show. You know what I mean? But I was like, I don't care. I'm about to send me a tape to MTV. Okay. I'm about to send me a tape. Thank you so much, Sherry. Listen, 25 years ago, I still can't believe it's been that long ago, but it has been. Thank you so much. Um, so I was like, I'm sending a tape. And usually they were asking for fans to send in a tape. Like, if you're a fan of, you know what I mean? If you're a fan of Madonna, send the tape in telling us why we should come and get you and be on the show. They never did one about Whitney Houston. And I said, I don't care. That's who I want to meet. So I literally just made me a tape, prayed over it, and sent it to MTV. What the creators of the show later told me, guys, was that they hadn't booked Whitney, but when they got my tape, they used my tape to book Whitney Houston for the show. Can y'all believe that? So my tape was used, and if y'all seen that tape so broke down, you can hear the air conditioner in the background. I set my alarm for 5 minutes because I had went to college and came back. I think my sister got my room and she took all of my Whitney Houston stuff off. It was gone. So I just had to gather up a few magazine clippings and put them on the couch and to show my shrine. And these people got, their walls are covered with Whitney Houston. I had about 5-6 magazines. Thank you so much, Alicia. Happy 25th anniversary. I appreciate that. Can you believe 25 years? Like, the only way I could really believe it is I have a nephew who's 25, and he was like only a few months old when that went down. And so him getting older marks, denotes how long ago this actually happened. He was literally like 2 months old. Yeah. What's up, Crystal? Good evening. I don't know if you were watching Dancing with the Stars, but this past Monday they did. Yes, I saw it. I recorded it and I watched a little bit of it. Yes, Crystal. Very much aware. Very happy that they did that. Whitney deserves all that plus more. So, they use my tape. Let me take this picture off. Hold on. So they use my tape, you guys. They use my tape to book Whitney. That's what the creators told me later. And when I was actually in the limo after, they surprised me because I was like just going crazy. And the producer, shout out to Evelyn Brooks, who was the producer for my particular episode. She was a Black woman, and she just looked at me in my eyes and she's like, yo, I understand that you flipping out right now, but we sent the tape to Whitney and Whitney saw it and Whitney wants to meet you. So Whitney is waiting to see you too. And I was like, oh my gosh, that put a seed of confidence in me that really helped. So shout out to you, Evelyn, for giving me that love. I mean, it was the truth, but still, like, it did something to know that Whitney chose me, and she was booked on the show via my tape. I was like, well, how many tapes did they send her? She's like, oh, they sent about, 9 or 10, but she chose you. She chose you. So what is Rodney? What's up, Rodney? I wish that I knew about the submission for MTV Fanatic back in the day. The story about your tape makes me feel like I could have had a chance to be the one. I love this story. You could have, but see, I wasn't waiting for them to say Whitney Houston for me to send a tape. I created my own opportunity. You know what I mean? Listen, the fact that the show existed, that was all I needed. And come to find out, she wasn't booked. So my tape created the actual opportunity for me to interview her, which is fantastic. I'm not saying that they would not have ever booked her, but they hadn't. So I'm just happy that, like, I didn't care if she was booked or not. Like, I was like, I'm manifesting this moment. He's going to be able to have, 5 or 10 minutes to really listen to me, tell her how she impacted me. And I went for it. Was you nervous to do your tape? Yeah, I was nervous for all of it, because you're a fan and you want to come across as the number one fan. And at the time, I really truly believe that I was the number one fan because I hadn't been on the internet. I didn't know that there were like millions of people who loved Whitney Houston, and just so many people who loved her as deeply as I did. I lived in my own little world, my own little bubble. I was the president of the fan club and the only member. So yeah, I was nervous, but not as nervous as when I got told and I went to New York, of course. And so what I did is I gave myself 5 minutes. I set like the alarm. My sister recorded me, and I just talked about what I thought was important to Whitney, but I also shared a few stories that could validate why I was the number one fan to be chosen. And so, and sent it. I set the timer because I just didn't want to be talking for 30 minutes about why I should be, number one. But yeah, I was nervous through it all. I prayed at the post office, you know what I mean? I did everything. Like, and what's so crazy is I showed the tape to my mother, and my mother was like, "You sure you don't want to just let Whitney go? I mean," it was the only time in my whole Whitney Houston loving journey that my mom was like, "You might be, just go ahead and let her go." And so what I actually got, when I won and I was chosen and selected, my mom was like, "The one time I say something, this big moment happens for you." She's like, "That taught me a lesson." So yeah. What's up, Sean? What's going on? Ernie in the building. Happy 25th, Quincy. Thank you, Ernie. I appreciate it. I remember the episode when you met her. She really enjoyed hanging out with you. Listen, not more than me hanging out with her, Ernie. I met her in 1991, and that touched my life forever. So I know you feel on a much smaller scale. What memories? Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. I am so happy, Ernie, that you got to meet her. So the beauty, the glow, the genuineness, the kindness, the down to earthness. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for the love about the 25th. You know what I'm saying? Suzanne, God, I wished it was me. Yes, if it wasn't me, I would have wished it was me. Okay. Listen, I understand, because everybody who loves Whitney, man, to have the opportunity to sit right next to her and be able to tell her what her music has done for you, like, that's just a dream come true moment, a once in a lifetime moment. So I completely empathize with you, Suzanne. I wish like you could have met her too. What's up, Alicia in the building? Happy Sunday to you. Quincy, that was God's plan and God's time for you to meet Whitney. What a moment. I know. Listen, Alicia, I was talking to God on a deep level. You get what I'm saying? There's a part in the book, Robin Crawford's book about Whitney, that's called A Song for You, where she said Whitney would be in the room, and she would be talking like she was talking to another person, and she knew Whitney was in the room by herself, and she's like, "Whitney, who are you talking to?" And she said Whitney's response was, "Jesus." Who you think? I'm talking to God. And that's exactly how I feel like I manifested the moment. You get what I'm saying? I manifested the first time I met her too, but what that first moment taught me was be specific about what it is that you want. Like, you're saying you just want to meet her, but that's really not what you want. What you really want is the opportunity to talk to her and have her listen intently to why she impacted you. And those are the kind of things I talk to God about. And of course, I didn't know it was going to be on TV or nothing like that, but he really, Oprah says God can dream a dream bigger than you. And absolutely, that was my experience. What's up, Stephanie in the building? Hey, Q, happy 25th anniversary on that special interviewing, Nippy. I know. I am just so happy that it happened. I'm so happy that I'm celebrating, because I went a long time, without really talking about Whitney in this kind of way. Like, I've been a loner when it comes to Whitney Houston. I've met a few people in my life, who loves Whitney like I do, but, this kind of camaraderie around Whitney Houston and celebrating when I met her and stuff. I've never done anything like this before. So, it's really special. And I appreciate all of you guys' love. You know what I mean? Rodney, you absolutely mandated it. I did, Rodney. Listen, I got to give myself props on that one for real, because I was having serious talks with Jesus. Okay. Y'all know that book by Neil, I think it's Neil Walsh, Conversations with God. That's what I was doing. I wasn't that proactive and didn't know that could be a reality. Good for you, Quincy. I was known as the huge fan in high school career. In the word of Miss Patty, if only I know. I was that person too, Rodney. Man, we would have had so much fun in high school together. You know what I'm saying? We would have had so many times. Let me show you, just because, like, my high school, a few pictures from high school to let you guys know I was not playing, okay, when it came to Whitney Houston. My fanhood is long. This was me at Six Flags, okay? My friends, Stacy that's Stacy's actual name. That's Sarah. Sarah went with me to the MTV experience, and she passed away in 2020. Tragic death she had. She tried to save her daughter from drowning, and she did save her daughter, but she ended up not surviving. So rest in peace to you, Sarah. She was the perfect person to go with me. You know what I mean? She wasn't jealous. She liked Whitney, but she didn't love Whitney like I did. She was happy for me. We had a good time. But look at me. We going to Six Flags, and I get a hat that says Whitney, because I had people calling me Whitney with a Whitney Houston shirt. Okay, that's me in high school, y'all. I was not playing. This is the first concert. Those T-shirts, Robin gave me all those T-shirts. We got I believe those posters were $1. This is my basketball team that I played with, and we all went. That was my first concert. It was on the I'm Your Baby Tonight tour in Champaign, Illinois, and they went because of me, because nobody loved Whitney more than me. So we had a good time. That's the first time I met Robin, and I was like, oh, so you can't introduce me to Whitney? Well, maybe you can give me some T-shirts. And so she gave me some T-shirts. I gave them one. I don't really think they deserved it, because I'm the one who went over there and hustled for them. But anyway, this is me trying to sing the national anthem after Whitney sang the national anthem. I was like, oh, she sang the national anthem? Okay, I'm about to do it for the basketball game. Y'all see my little headband? Listen, I played no games. Do you hear me? Look, I was like, oh, she got a sweatsuit. I didn't have a white one. I borrowed the one that I have on. I got me a white headband. Y'all listen, I was not playing. Prom, I had my aunt make me this dress when I saw Whitney perform on when she performed on for Muhammad Ali's birthday special telecast. Like, I was like, oh my God, that dress is beautiful. Can you make this for my prom? Boom. Do I not have the dress? Okay. So, you know what I mean? In my yearbook, Whitney Thomas, do y'all not see the quotes? The Whitney? Okay. Listen, and they really did call me Whitney. Okay. Like, please, y'all. And this is the time I met Whitney. Like, that girl in the front, that's Monica, the singer Monica. She snuck backstage the same night. Like, I was maybe 2 months into my college education when me and my friend, and we snuck back. That's Andrew Young. He's a civil rights, a big time civil rights person. I think he's like in his 90s now. But snuck backstage. You get what I'm saying? That's when I met Robin. And this was the first time I met Whitney Houston. And it was maybe 6 years before Fanatic. And I was too scared to even speak to Whitney, let alone ask her for a picture. So I took a picture of her. So Whitney was maybe, I don't know, 6 to 12 steps away. And Robin went over and talked to her, and she came over and gave us love. And she's like, hey, baby, how y'all doing? But I was too scared to ask her for a picture, but I took a picture of her. But this is the first time I met Whitney. But because it went so fast, I was like, I gotta meet her again. I gotta meet her again. So, when you have your dreams and goals, be specific about what you want to happen. You know what I mean? Because it could go down, but it could not go down. Which one was me? Which picture, Crystal? I have to go back and see that. What's up, Stacy? Hey, Quincy, I remember seeing your Fanatic episode live on MTV when it aired. Such a great experience for you. Absolutely, Stacy. It was like, it still remains one of the best days of my life. So I'm so happy. I didn't know how many people tuned in, but people recognized me for a while, probably for like a good couple years after that, just in the street. They're like, hey, I saw you. So that was fun too, because one of my high school dreams was to be famous for loving Whitney Houston. Not to be famous for loving Whitney. And boom, listen, if you don't know me for nothing else, you know I love Whitney Houston. So mission accomplished. You get what I'm saying? Mission accomplished. Happy 25th, Quincy. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Thank you so much. Ernie. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that she called me darling. Oh, that sounds like Whitney. Yup. Darling, that sounds like Whitney. And after she did, I forgot who I was and where I was. Exactly. Ernie, I feel you. Like, it doesn't look like it, but every single time I was in Whitney Houston's presence, I was starstruck. The Fanatic interview was a result of a direct prayer to God. I was like, Lord, please allow me to be the same Quincy I am with my family and friends, because if Whitney's going to like and connect with me, I want her to like and connect with the real authentic me. And as loud and crazy as I was, that's who I am. So I was so happy that, she embraced me and vibed with your girl. You know what I mean? Thank you, Whitney, for always welcoming me. You show me so much love. Hi, Quincy. What's up, Vanessa? Happy Sunday. How are you? Hi, Quincy. How are you feeling today? I'm good. I'm good. Always good to see you. 25 years. Well, I know, right? 25 years. Like, there's no dismissing a quarter of a century for anything. You know what I mean? When you turn 25, if you have a 25 anniversary of anything. So I was like, let me come and celebrate. I think the first time I did it was in 2021. So this is like my second time doing it. That was a blessing from God for you and Whitney. Yes, it was. Listen, I don't know what it was for Whitney, but it was certainly a blessing for me and a dream come true. You know what I'm saying? Young Rich and Skinny. What's up, Young Rich and Skinny? It's been a minute. How are you? Quincy, you did what? Not singing. Yes, I did. And did. And did. Picked my own keys and everything. Listen, I sounded a mess, but did I care? Absolutely. Y'all do not know the kind of nerve that I had when it came to Whitney Houston back in the day was boundless. I walked down the hall singing her songs, and people just was used to me. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't looking for anybody's validation about anything. I was like, I'm in my world. You could either, enjoy me or keep it pushing. So yeah, as soon as I saw Whitney do it, I was like, me. Let me get my vocals right. Speaking of this, look, this is from 1992. One of my aunt's friend, Beverly Bowman Lott, rest in peace, Beverly. She gave this to me because they called me Whitney. 1992, and I was in a show choir. I was in a play or something, and she gave me that mug. So listen, I got receipts, and my receipts go back. Okay. What's going on, Zydeco King in the building? Hello, Q. How are you? You made it. I made it. I love your determination, Q. I didn't even know I had it. That's just who I was. But in looking at my younger self, I can see that I was quite determined, like almost a little bit delusional. But I think you need to be for the kind of things that you want that everybody around you can't really see happening. You know what I mean? When you start talking about things that people can't identify with because they've never seen it before, you got to be a little delusional to hold on to your dreams and go for what you want, especially when ain't nobody around you doing that. So when I was talking about I was gonna meet Whitney one day and blah 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 blah, people's like, aha. They say now, oh, we always knew. I was like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. I knew, I believed, and I was even shocked of how it happened and such, how of a just on a big stage, like MTV, like MTV is around the world, So that wasn't just a moment, that was a moment in time that's like recorded. So I wish you had the video. Excuse me, I do. I told you I have receipts. Now I have to go dig it up, but yeah, listen, I got it. They filmed me, and I would watch it like, go ahead, girl. Listen, I love me some me, okay? Rodney, we were in nosebleed seats for the Moment of Truth tour in Knoxville, Tennessee. I stole a pound purry kitten from Hardee's that my baby sister received in a Happy Meal. Come on with the story. I knew that Whitney loved cats. No, you didn't. That kitten got me through security. See, that's what I'm talking about, Rodney. That's what I'm talking about. She asked security to let me into the center stage. I was able to give it to her and receive one of those incredible hugs from Whitney. Rodney, you ain't never told me this story. This is beautiful. That was my only moment with Nippy. What do you mean your only moment? You have a moment with Whitney, and it was because of your determination and because you wanted it to happen and you manifested it. That is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. See, and that's what you kind of need to make certain things happen. You got to have like, boom. Okay, I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Rodney. I'm so glad you got to hug Whitney. Whitney gives the best hugs, y'all. Even though she was this big, she hugged you like she weighed 300 pounds. Okay, because she was just full of love, love and strength. We definitely would have been friends. Sounds just like me. I know that's right. We would have had a good time. What's going on, Pamela? Welcome to the live. I'm celebrating 25 years. On this day, 25 years ago, I got to interview Whitney on MTV, and I thought I'd come and go live and celebrate. I'm gonna go on Instagram and TikTok before I call it a night. I should have came a lot earlier because your girl gets sleepy. Around the 8 o'clock mark, I'll be like, woo. That's how you know I'm old. I mean, it was 25 years ago, so y'all do the math. Susie Fergie, hi Q. My daughter used to come home every day, and the first thing she does is sing Whitney's song. Oh, I love it. I love it. I have introduced Whitney to all of my nieces and nephews, but I only have one niece who really has like clutched on to her, and I love that. She got her little Whitney Houston shirts. When she was about 2 or 3, she used to ask me, can we listen to Whitney? I was like, absolutely. So, I love that. I love that. What's up, Richard? How are you? Hello, Quincy. Give me love. Shout out from the Philippines. Listen, I'm all about love, Nancy. There you go. Shout out to you in the Philippines. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you for coming and celebrating with me. And after that, no one could top the national anthem after Whitney did, and can't. Like, it's still like the gold standard. And how long ago was that? Like 1991, something like that. Oh my gosh. Like, please. Whitney is the standard. I don't even think anybody really trying to touch it. And there's been some amazing singers who sang the national anthem. The only anthem that is to me up there with Whitney's version is who Whitney modeled her version after, which was Marvin Gaye, and he's a male. So, like, if you listen to Marvin Gaye's national anthem, Whitney, how the length of time was longer. Ricky Minor talks about it and how, that's the feel that she wanted for hers. And of course, they don't sound anything alike, but I'm just saying Whitney loved Marvin Gaye's version, and so did I until Whitney sang hers. That was like, Marvin, you two, you number second, you number two, you not number one no more. One day, I'll shoot. Look, I don't have no shame in my game. I mean, I was really, really a fan back then. So you know what I mean. I'll find it and post it. Quincy, the fact that Whitney had y'all picture in her living room, you better know the backstory, Alicia, from that interview speaks about. Now you know I sent that to her though. You know I sent it to her, right? I sent her the picture in a frame that said friends. But just because I sent it to her didn't mean that she had to put it up in her living room. Right. So, you know, I was so happy to find that out. You touched her and she touched you, just awesome. But what's crazy is she touched me before she ever knew I existed. You know what I mean? And so I always like talk about when I met her, like I met her first, but the MTV fanatic is when Whitney met me. Because when I met her first, like I was just, you know, another fan. Whitney was like, "Oh, hi, baby, how you do?" I mean, she didn't know me from a can of paint. I was just another hand that she shook backstage because, you know. But on Fanatic, because of the setup, you know, that's why she was like, "They've been talking about you like Robert De Niro." You know what I'm saying? And I was so flattered. I was like, "Oh, Robert De Niro." Whitney was clowning me, okay? Because when I got home and I rented the fan, that's back when like Blockbuster and you could go rent DVDs and okay, Robert De Niro starred in the fan and he literally kidnapped Wesley Snipes. So when she's like Robert De Niro, so that's one reference, right? The fan, because that was an actual movie. And that's not how I wanted to be perceived. And also in real life, Robert De Niro was smitten with Whitney and chasing her all over the globe, trying to flirt with her everywhere, till she finally had Sissy call him and say, "Leave me alone." So that like Whitney was sassy, okay? Okay. She had jokes. She had jokes. Good evening to you, Kimberly. Good evening. Rodney, Quincy, it was a great moment that I manifested exactly. However, my little sister cried all the way back home because I stole her kitten. Yet I got, listen, some things have to happen, Rodney. Those tears was worth it, okay? I'm sorry for your sister, but I'm so elated for you, okay? She'll get over it. I hope you got her another kitten, you know, when you went to Arby's or McDonald's. It was worth those tears. Now you have a memory that like will stay with you forever. That was such a great story, Rodney. So dope. Hey, it's been a while. I'm still jealous of you. Listen, I can understand. I can empathize because if it wasn't me, as big of a fan as I just knew that I would. Who wouldn't be? It's Whitney D. Houston. Okay, so I get it. I get it. Yup, I thought it was Marvin Gaye. Yup, Marvin Gaye's is like, it's just a whole vibe, okay? And Whitney was inspired by that. Now we're inspired by what Whitney has done. And is Aaron, and is Marvin Gaye is unbelievable. Yes, yes, yes. Right, Robert De Niro. Whitney was clowning me. She was like, damn show called Fanatic, and they keep telling me about you and da 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 da. And Robert De Niro, Whitney. And I had no clue at the time, Alicia. I was like, oh, Robert De Niro. Okay, that means I'm famous. Ma'am, have several seats. And I'm talking about me. I'm forever the optimist. So I thought she was complimenting me. Not. Whitney had jokes. Ernie, Quincy, I love your energy and I share your love for Whitney. When I met her, I could feel the presence of God in her. Come on now. It was no joke. It was really strong and overwhelming. I've heard other people say this, Ernie. There is no denying she was really touched by God and was and is. I thank God for giving me that moment. I thank God that you had that moment too, Ernie. And I'm genuinely glad you got to have those Whitney moments. Me too. Bobby Brown was with her that night, and I have to say he was just as nice too. Man, what a night. Yeah, I like Bobby Brown. I just didn't like Bobby Brown as Whitney's husband, but I didn't get to choose Whitney's husband. Whitney got to choose her own husband. Okay, so who cares what I think about him in that regard? That was on her. But just as an artist and a person, I've met Bobby a few times, and with and without Whitney, and he's always been like nice and approachable and all of that. Mark, thanks for sharing your Whitney experiences with us other fans. Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a joy for me. I enjoy it. It's nice to connect with other people who love her like I do. That's the key, is loving her. And I like it. Anybody can like Whitney. I want you to love her for me to have the conversation with you. Crystal said they picked the best person to interview her. Your energy was way up there. Nobody else would have had. Oh, thank you, Crystal. I'm just happy and grateful that I had that moment, and I can always look back out on it and be like, look at me with Whitney. Look at us. Look at us. Have you seen Dion's documentary? I have. It was a nice tribute spot about Whitney and Bobby. Yes, it was. Yeah. And I got to learn so much about Dionne Warwick. Like, she's bomb. She was a trailblazer. She was amazing. So I love watching documentaries. I learned so much about people. You know what I mean? Yes, guys. So I didn't want much. I just wanted to come on and reminisce about, 25 years ago. It was on this day that my dream came true. So I wanted to come on and say what's up to everybody. Thank you all for supporting For the Love of Whitney. Those of you who are rocking with me on Patreon, which is a paid community, you also can sign up for free because I do share free content. And once a month, I allow all members, free, paid, everybody, anybody, to come to a live stream. And that free live is going to be this coming Wednesday. The I thought it's perfect because it's the day before Thanksgiving, and Winston Virgo, who used to live next door to Whitney, he's a Whitney fan. He met Whitney at 15, been her friend, for years and years and years. He's a comedian. He opened for, he had a really special relationship with Whitney Houston. And so he's going to come and share some stories this Wednesday. So, sign up for my Patreon and, come on, because it's going to be open to everybody. So, yeah. Yes, you guys. Hey, Q, happy anniversary. Thank you, Unique Approach. Thank you so much. Much love and happiness, Quincy. Hey, sending it right back to you, Ernie. Thank you for sharing again. What's up? Is it Shawan Watkins? Oh my God, I absolutely love Whitney. After she passed, they aired the first tribute to her. I cried like she was my sister. Amen. We all did, Shawan. My husband came downstairs with my daughters and saw me crying and took them back upstairs to let me have my Whitney time. Oh, I'm a wonderful husband. She was my absolute favorite female artist of all time. Yeah. That funeral was something else, right? I think we all was sitting on our couch doing the same thing as you, crying. Diane Peterson in the building. I will always love that interview with you and Whitney, especially when she said, "You're my kind of spirit." Listen, I don't know which line was my most favorite, when she said, "Quincy, you're my kind of spirit," or when I hugged her at the end. Whitney gives the best hugs. And she said, "Thanks for letting me know you." What? Whitney said, I think I even have that. Let me see if I have that, oh yeah. This right here, it's "You're my kind of spirit." I don't know which one is my most favorite, or this moment.
Goodbye. Love you, darling. You are the best. Thanks for coming. Thank you for being here. Thanks for letting me know you. I'm thrilled to know Quincy T. Thomas.
Really, y'all? Really? Like, I'm telling y'all, that's going to be something that never gets old to me ever. I will never be jaded or not excited about every moment of that experience. And I got the nerve to have other experiences with Whitney. Okay. But, I'm just staying focused on this day 25 years ago. Yeah. I'm gonna watch the interview again tonight. Yes, young rich and skinny. You need to come to the live this Wednesday. We miss you. We miss you in your comments. So sign up to my Patreon. Let me put my Patreon in. You can sign up for free. And once a month, my live streams are free. However, regularly it's like $5 a month for the lowest tier, and I have so much content on there. I took all my content off of YouTube that I'm most proud of, including my Whitney documentary that's like 90 to 100 minutes. And it's on, you can only watch it on my Patreon now. So all of my exclusive Whitney stuff, the new home is Patreon. Because I'm a content creator, you guys. So y'all gonna see all kind of stuff where I can get a small commission for something like that, because this is my job. I mean, I don't only talk about Whitney. I got Studio Q too, but Whitney is also a part of my brand. Not just Whitney Houston, but loving Whitney Houston. There's a difference. Congrats, great work you're doing. Well, thank you, Tony. Tony, is it Stark? Thank you so much, Tony. Q, new t-shirt logo, Q25 with a picture. Ooh, the dreamer. Listen, don't let me go to Fiverr and find me a graphic artist to do that. What? Ooh, let me write that down. Q25. I love that, the dreamer. I love that. I love that. Q25. Me and Whitney. Ooh. Listen, I'm gonna do that. But dang, I guess that need to be a Christmas present to myself, because I only got a month before it's gonna be 26. Yeah, that's awesome. Anniversary to a great moment. Thank you so much. It was. Can you play I could, but I don't have it uploaded. And plus, if I did, it would be blocked. YouTube would block it. They would probably suspend my live, and then nobody would be able to see it because it's blocked. But if you go to my Patreon, my interview is on there in full. So, and it's on YouTube too. So when I go on TikTok, I'll probably play the whole interview, because, TikTok, you could play music, you could play clips, you could do all kinds of stuff on TikTok that you can't do on Facebook and Instagram. So I would love to have played the whole thing, but they will totally block me. So nice. Oh, thank you, Mark. I bet she felt and smelled so good, and did, Diane. I mean, she smelled like red wine, because that's what she was drinking. If you guys watch the interview, and you'll see like a wine glass by her foot. So a lot of people's like, well, what she smell like? Wine. She smelled like a little red wine. But she was so beautiful and kind and statuesque and embracing. What's going on, Mishi? Is it Mishi? What's going on? I'll be there even if I'm at work. I'll say it's my cousin on the phone. Yes, come join the Patreon, and it's just gonna show up in Patreon or YouTube. It's gonna be free on this. Once a month is free, and this Wednesday is gonna be free. And so you can sign up to my Patreon for free. But we miss your snarky comments, because you be cutting up. You be cutting up. What's going on, Lily? Hello. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Crystal in the building. Yes, we love Whitney. And do. DeAndre, hopefully I can join your Patreon before. Yes, or just join it on Wednesday. I'm going to be going live the day before Thanksgiving. Winston Virgo is going to come through and share some stories about Whitney. We talk Whitney every Wednesday, So we're going to see that. You have to add the date. Oh, yeah. Sherry, yes. Right. Let me see. Q25, me and Whitney photo. Then I put 11/19/90. Thank you. She should be 1998. 1998. Yes, Sherry. I'm gonna get on this. I'm gonna go on Fiverr or something because I'm not good at all that kind of stuff. Yes, I love that. What's up, Ryan? Thank you, Sherry, the dreamer in the building. Good to see you another time. Yes, always good. Always good to connect with you, DeAndre. Thank you for coming through. I have the interview on VHS. You do? Not the VHS, but do you even have a VCR anymore, Sherry? Do you got a VCR? That's the thing. I have a VCR. Of course, I have it on VHS. Y'all know I got it everywhere, okay? Flash drive, VHS, shoot. All this week is free. I'm there. It's gonna be your birthday. Well, listen, if it's gonna be your birthday, then I'll be playing Whitney singing "Happy Birthday" to you on your birthday. All right, or to celebrate your birthday, because I always play Whitney singing. Well, she's actually singing to her father, John Houston, but I took to my daddy out so that I could play it for anybody's birthday on Whitney Wednesday. Were you nervous interviewing her, Carson? It was surreal. I was beyond nervous. Like, y'all, I mean, I know it doesn't look like it, so it's really kind of hard to convince some of you how nervous I was, but I was so nervous. There's not a time that I was in Whitney's presence ever. And I met Whitney. I was in Whitney's presence 7 different times. There wasn't a time that I was in Whitney's presence that I was never not nervous. Now, like, I don't necessarily feel like it came across that way, especially in that interview, because I prayed. But not only was I nervous to be sitting across the person who I had loved before I even met. Like, Whitney's the only stranger that I loved. You know what I mean? Like, she's the only person, that when I graduated college, my family was like, I mean, so you gonna work with Whitney? Like, I mean, you bought all those albums and stuff. Like, that's the criteria. But y'all, I did give Whitney my resume. That's why she called me. That's why she said Quincy T. Thomas, because that was on my resume. But yes, I was absolutely nervous, Carson. My mouth was super dry. And what you guys didn't see is there were, like, on the other side of those cameras, it was packed with so many people, like all of Whitney's entourage, all kinds of people with MTV. Like, it was probably like 50, 60 people on the other side just watching. You know what I mean? So even if I wasn't nervous from Whitney, which y'all know I was, look, it's cameras, and who are all these people? Where all these people come from? So I had to just focus in on Whitney and focus on what I came there to do, which is to tell her why she moved me. Like, I don't even really feel like it was an interview. I feel like it was just a moment in time where I got to tell her how much I loved her and that she had said she was willing to listen, So, yes, I was absolutely nervous. There wasn't ever a time I wasn't nervous. I love this interview forever. Well, listen, Darlene, thank you. I appreciate that. I love it too. Like, it still remains one of the best days of my life. I'll buy a 25th anniversary shirt if you decide to do it. Alicia, I think you were the first one who signed up for Patreon too. You a soldier. I appreciate you. But, I want to make it be dope. So I got to find somebody to, do the whatever the logo, so make it pretty. Make it pretty, But thank you, Alicia. You so sweet. Ashley, you too. Y'all so sweet. I appreciate y'all. You're welcome. Thank you. Yes. Listen, I would have never came up with an idea like that. The Q, that's dope, Sherry. Appreciate you. You gotta, yes, you need to find a VCR. I'm sure, listen, I'm sure they're available. They probably $20 now. From back in the day. Yes, yes, yes. So you guys, that's it. I just wanted to, come on and celebrate with my nippy people. Shout out to everybody on Soul TV. Shout out to everybody on my YouTube channel. This is also streaming right now on Patreon. And of course, the For the Love of Whitney page. Do you think you'll go back to New Jersey? I really can't say yay or nay, because you couldn't have told me in May of this year that I would have been there in August this year. Because I was like, I had no desire at that time to go to Whitney's grave or anything like that. So, but I was there and I had a great time and it was memorable and everything. So I don't want to say no, but I don't want to say yes either. We'll just have to see, Crystal. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. You're my kind of spirit, like Whitney said. Oh, well, thank you, Alicia. And listen, you my peoples, you in my tribe. I appreciate you. I do. Then and now. Walmart, she said they have VHSs on. Do they really? With DVD players on the side? Listen, I need to check that out for myself. And y'all know I am a Walmart partner. Like I'm a Walmart creator. I'm an Amazon influencer. I'm connected to the Mavely app, which has a bunch of brands. And I'll be selling stuff on TikTok Shop. So I just haven't posted because, like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want just a bunch of products and stuff on my page. So what I've decided to do is create something called the Daily Q. And so from now until the new year, I'm going to create an email with I'm gonna curate products, like curate Whitney products from places. And, you know, the money goes to the stores. I get a small commission if only if you use the link that I share to purchase whatever I put on there. So, you know, Whitney shirts from Walmart, from Target, from all these different places. But I just didn't want like a bunch of posts. Like, I don't know why. I'll put them in my stories, but so I came up with something like it's going to be called the Daily Q, and it's going to have all the products that I curate from these different brands. And if you like them and you want to support me as a creator, I mean, you can buy them anywhere on the internet. But if you want to support me and what I'm doing, you can use the link to purchase it from me, and I get a small commission from it. You guys kind of, yeah. So I'm gonna be doing that coming up. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm a one woman band, y'all. So I be having so much that I gotta do. I can't believe I've been live all year. All year. You just bought your granny one. I think I'm gonna look into that, but I'm gonna put it in my Walmart store. So anybody, so Sherry, if I find it and put it in my store, you use my link to buy it. So I get, 5 cents. Did visiting the grave site help with the grief? That's a very good question, Carson. I never really thought about it. I didn't I wasn't visiting it. I didn't go to New Jersey to deal with my grief of losing Whitney and to her gravesite and to the church. I went to celebrate her, to honor her, to, I don't know, to come together with other people who love her like I did and just have a good celebration. So to me, it wasn't about grief. It was about celebration. It was about honor because, we're all leaving here at, sooner or later, we all have a time to go. So we just have to enjoy every moment that we're here. And for the people that have gone on, instead of just being in such deep grief, and I know like this is easier said than done. So please understand that. I do know that. But we need to celebrate the fact that she was even here, that even with all of her challenges and stuff that she endured, look what she gave us, So yeah, I was in grief. I worked through my grief. Like I'm always going to miss her. But the gravesite was like, hey girl, I'm coming here to show you love. Hey girl at the church, I'm coming here to show you, it was, to me, it was more about celebration than, easing with any grief. You know what I mean? So, and that was kind of a long-winded answer, but I hope you get what I feel. One thing I don't mind doing is support. Well, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. I have to be better about promoting. Like, I just gotta, and I am, This year has been, the pandemic kicked off a lot of new beginnings for me in so many different areas. So I'm kind of have to be patient with myself and give myself grace. Yeah. So, because I know her anniversary of her death is in February. Yeah. And I would like for the last 2 or 3 years, I've gone live I used to just go live on Whitney's birthday and her death date to honor her. But this year, I've been going live every week since January, with the exception of a hiatus after going to Jersey. So yeah. Get that commission, girl. I know, but I got to post. I got to post. I'm doing okay. One of my videos of this hairbrush is called the Unbrush on TikTok. I did a video with my niece who hates getting her hair done. But the video went viral. It got like over 3 million views. So I get commission off of that. But that's just one. I need to do like a bunch of products. Like, it's kind of hard to find dope Whitney stuff. So to curate, but I'm gonna come up with it. It's an email list, because I have people on my email list as well. So you can join my email list, and it's starting tomorrow. It's gonna be called the Daily Q, and I'm gonna have curated gifts, gift ideas. And if you use my link, I get a small commission. Long live Whitney Houston. Listen, she ain't never died. Not to me. Her spirit is still so bright, and she left love and her spirit and everything that she did. So legends never die. Okay. We love you so much, Quincy. Thanks for all you do. It's an honor to honor her. But like, this has been a journey, y'all, because I promise you, I was not on the internet talking about Whitney Houston for years. Like, I was just in my own world. Even after Fanatic, like, I didn't have forums and talk online. Like, I've only been going live consistently since 2023, 2020, probably 2021 I started, and 2023 has been the most consistent, like, meaning weekly. So this is really, it's kind of new to me, to be quite honest. Great talking to you, Fran. Again, Fran, hope to see one day meet you in person and give you a big hug and say, oh, you're so sweet. One day, maybe, one day, I'm back. Okay, like you never left, Lance. I believe in you and me. Keep up the great work. Her voice and talent is cemented in musical history, yet your platform brings a personal connection with all of us fans. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. I'm glad that because this is not something I planned. I just wanted to do a documentary because I didn't feel like she was getting the kind of love that she deserved. And so I just created this Facebook page to support the documentary. And it just kind of took on a life of its own. But it does take work, you guys. I post a lot, and I posted for a decade. Okay? Not 10 months, 10 years. So I appreciate the love. What's up, Kyrie? Quincy, of all the times you met Whitney, right? Were you nervous Yes, Kyrie. Every single time you met up with her, or was it like, my girl? No. Listen, if it ever became where, oh, that's my girl. If I ever got to that point, I would have been really chilling with Whitney, because Whitney was open. Whitney was cool. She made herself accessible to me. Whitney called me. Whitney gave me her phone number. I was the one who was starstruck. I was the one who couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it because it was like, you Whitney Houston. So if I was able to have overcome some of my starstruckness, I probably would have had double the moments. But listen, I'm just grateful for what I got, okay? I'm grateful. What Kendrick Lamar say? Sit down. Be humble. I'm humble. You getting Whitney's new vinyl coming out again? Which one is it? I don't be up on all the vinyls. I ain't got no record player. I got a few vinyls. I think I got the Bodyguard, Yeah, I've only got a few. Yeah, we talked about that on Patreon, Pooh, last week. We talked about that. Ty brought it up. Carson Kelly, please watch Quincy's documentary. It's better than the biopic. You better go ahead and give me love, Carson. It was definitely done from the heart. Oh, thank you so much. And it's 90 minutes. It took me almost a year to do. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but it did come from a place of love. and it's on Patreon. You guys can watch it right today. Like it's great. And thank you for that, Carson. I appreciate that. You were starstruck, and I will be exactly, Lance. You know what I'm saying? And it never went away. It never went away. Like, she was always Whitney Houston to me. She was never my homegirl from down the street. Nope, she never was. Well, listen, you guys, thank you so much for coming and celebrating the 25th anniversary of my iconic moment with Whitney Houston on MTV. It was something that I will never, ever forget. I'm eternally grateful. Thank you, God. Thank you, Whitney Houston, because Whitney didn't have to be as welcoming and as kind and as beautiful as she was to me, but she was. She was. But this is what I want y'all to know about Whitney. That's who she was. Who she was with me, that's her. That's her with a whole bunch of people. I have talked to so many people in the last decade who were close to Whitney on some kind of level, where they were a musician, friend, they did her hair, whatever. That was Whitney, you know? Q, I didn't know you had Whitney's phone number. Well, I don't think I had her personal phone number. She gave me her secretary's number, Lori Bottomy, who cousin Lori, y'all seen her with Whitney and her crew. And when I called actually, y'all, Bobby Christina answered the phone, and then Bobby Christina gave the phone to cousin Lori, and then I was like, oh my God, and I was, asking for Whitney. She's like, Whitney's taking a nap right now. She's like, but you can call anytime. She loves you. And I was like, oh, just made me even more starstruck, made me more scared. I used that number one time for a specific reason, and that was it. What's up, Ron? When did you realize that you wasn't only the biggest Whitney fan? And I've been told Whitney's pictures don't do her justice. Like, yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous, statuesque, tall, beautiful. They don't do her justice, because not when you meet Whitney, like, she's not only beautiful, you marry her beauty with her spirit. You marry her beauty with her spirit, plus how she is to you. You get what I'm saying? How down to earth, how kind. Because beauty is only skin deep. Whitney tell you, pretty is as pretty does. But Whitney was a beautiful person in how she engaged with people, not just in how she got her God-given beauty talent. But I realized I wasn't the biggest Whitney Houston fan. No. I always was the biggest Whitney Houston fan. I realized that there were more of us. Let me correct myself, okay? I ain't taking myself off the throne just because I realized there's other people who play on the team. I realized that after Fanatic. Before Fanatic, it was just me in my mind. After Fanatic, because I got on the internet and I saw people had websites that tracked her every move. I was like, what the hell? How they know? Listen, I don't even know if I knew Whitney had an album coming out before Fanatic. I was like, oh, this is a whole album promotion. MTV had to tell me, and I'm up here thinking I'm the number one fan. No, I found out afterwards when I got on the internet, and I was like, well, goddamn, they should have been on Fanatic. Look at this. They had websites. They knew where she was going to be. They had pictures of her from this place. Like, I was like, how are y'all keeping, like, because I wasn't on the internet like that. So, oh, it's the third and the fourth album. And Preacher's like, oh, okay, that's a lot. I'm going to have to put those in my Walmart store. Okay. Bye, Lance. Have a good week. Have a great day at school tomorrow. All the younger female singers say she was uplifting and supportive. Faith Kelly, Price, Brent, because she was. They're not just talking, because she was. And trust me, you can't name 5 other people, first of all, who's on Whitney's level, who was like that. First of all, you got to find 5 people who's up there, and there just isn't, You got to go to Whitney's mentors, okay? Because Whitney set a bar that nobody else, she's still like 7 consecutive number one. She beat the Beatles. She beat a whole group, just her by herself. She's still only one of a handful of artists who got 3 diamond records, So for her to be in that bracket and do the kind of mentoring and reaching out and speaking into young women is very special. Is very special. What's up, Ty? I'm about to be out. I'm about to be out. Did Whitney cover her freckles with makeup? A lot of times I never knew she had them. I saw a little bit, like I saw a little bit of open pores and the makeup covered it mostly, but yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Did y'all know Whitney recorded Could I Have This Kiss? I just learned that over the phone with David Foster while on. I just found that out, Derek, but thanks for sharing it again. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Whitney recorded Could I, like, and that song is amazing. Her vocals are outstanding, and she did it over the phone. See, that's the kind of stuff I love. I don't have school anymore. I have the whole week off. Oh, okay. Well, get your groove on, get your relaxation on, get your Thanksgiving week on. Okay. Love it. Jade, but the universe still chose you out of all those other fans. It was destined and was, Jade, and I'm forever grateful because it was. But I think I was a co-creator in the situation, because when I tell you I was talking to God on a nightly basis, like how Whitney heard Robin talking to God, that's how I was talking to God. Okay. And there are things that happen in that interview, that I only told God. So when it showed up, I knew that was God. You know what I'm saying? I know, right? Over the phone. Mervyn Warren would be an awesome interview. Yup. It's a lot of people I'd love to talk to. Diane Peterson, I don't know your plans, but hope you enjoy yourself, and I would like to wish you a happy Well, thank you, Diane. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. I appreciate that. Did you see your exhibit at the Grammy Museum? I did. I wish the exhibit was there at all times, or just a Whitney. Yeah, they need a Whitney Museum, Carson. How dope would that? People from around the world would come to that. Van, I remember your Fanatic came out, and I was hoping they would do one with Whitney, and boom, your episode came on. Come on, Van. Come on. I was so excited and happy for you. Thank you. It was a dream come true moment that I'm celebrating 25 years since it happened on today. It happened on this day, 25 years ago, Van. D-Man, question. Listening to Whitney and hearing young Dion and Sissy, do you hear them in Whitney's voice? Of course. Of course. You can. Yes, you absolutely can hear all of Sissy's teaching. When I interviewed Beth Sussman, who worked with Whitney before who worked with Sissy before Whitney took her to work with her, she's like, Whitney's whole show was Sissy's, and Dion always talks about how Whitney's voice sounded a lot like her mother, younger, yeah. You feel old. What you think I feel like, Van? People think I was a teenager on the episode. Nope. I was in grad school. So I'm really old. Okay. I bet if Whitney knew you wanted to wear that heart necklace, I know. Ooh, Moran. You think she would have? I prayed for her to wear that, and boom, there she was. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Alicia. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the chat. May God continue to guide and bless us all. What a perfect way to end, Alicia. Perfect way to end. Yes, yes, yes. All right, you guys. Have a great Sunday evening. If you see me on TikTok, say what's up. If you see me on Instagram, say what's up. I'm going to take a little break and then go and talk to some other people about the same thing, because celebration. It's celebration. Okay, let me just get these last few in before I go. During your MTV with Whitney, was Bobby Chris there or around? And I didn't see Bobby Christina. When I met Whitney 6 months later in Chicago, I saw Bobby Christina, but not at the MTV thing. I didn't see her at all. Is Whitney's assistant the Mexican-looking one? Does she do interviews? She did one when Robin's book came out, but other than that, I've never seen her talk to anybody. Who is more beautiful, Pam Grier or Bernadette, the daughter on Good Times? Who is them? They both beautiful. Why we got to judge? They both beautiful. They both beautiful. All right, you guys, have a great week. Weekend's over. Have a great Thanksgiving week. Join my free Patreon on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And thank you guys for celebrating the 25th anniversary of me meeting Whitney on MTV. Appreciate you guys.